So I say good morning from a chilly Sydney, and I'm sitting here with Kamal. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I wonder if, Kamal, you could talk a little bit about Rezilium.
So we're a leadership firm, and we're a leadership firm based on two aspects. One is a commercial arm and one is our community arm. And they're very much interrelated. I guess one of the things we found is that a lot of people in organizations, the biggest challenge is that they're looking for meaning. And they're literally, they're thinking, well, why am I doing this? I'm struggling with work-life balance, I'm struggling with my health, my relationships. And it's quite stressful for them. On the flip side, what we've noticed is that when we were doing our leadership work, we kept on getting requests from people, parents saying, love our children to be exposed to some of this kind of stuff. And so that's how it kind of started, where we provide leadership skills and tools for the parents, i.e. executives, but also for the kids. So we've been asked to do a lot of work with children who've either attempted self-harm or who've attempted suicide, that are really struggling in so-called well-adjusted families. But what they don't have is the ability to connect to their parents. And so what we teach executives is how to connect to your clients, your team members, but really importantly, it's knowing how to connect to your partner, connecting to your kids. It's been quite an amazing journey. I think a lot of people have jobs. Then some people who go a little bit further have careers. But I think what everybody's really looking for is trying to understand what their calling is. And I've been very grateful to be able to stumble upon my calling. And once you find your calling, it pulls you forward rather than having to chase a deadline or a goal or a career.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, you're actually, when you're saying pull, you're coming from the heart center, and for me, it's been this layers of taking these layers of protection around my heart to really find this calling and my calling. How did it work for you?
So for me, it was like I had a typical corporate career and everything was hunky-dory. I married my university sweetheart, life is great.
Great. Good news.
It's very good news. But then what happened is our first daughter passed away. And when she died, everything in my life emptied out. And nothing that I thought to be true was true again. And I had to figure out what I was going to do with this pain and this suffering. And I was very lucky because I had been a monk for 6 years of my life.
Wow.
And I went back to my monastic training to pull me out of my depression and sadness and grief. What exploded was the mental chatter. You know that chatter that goes around the head? Yeah. And it's debilitating, it's exhausting, it's depleting. And so I had to regain control over my mind. And I think I started to make the two parts of my life congruent. My monk side and my corporate side came together. As the world gets noisier, people need to find that space. They say that music is created by the space between the notes.
Yes.
Otherwise it's just noise. And the world's just become too noisy. Checking your emails and you're 24/7 on, you're exhausted, you're mentally depleted.
Yes.
And you start to exist rather than save a life.
So Kamal Sarma, what is your vision for the future?
I would like to help other people find their calling. And I think you don't discover your calling, I think you uncover your calling.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And for the world, I think what I see is this huge dichotomy. I see people suffering from depression because they don't have meaning in their life. And I see all these challenges that the world has that need capable people.
Yes.
So if we could just marry those two, I think a lot of the challenges the world is throwing up for us is in a way for us to get our gear on and just go and find the meaning and to live these totally fulfilled lives.
Yes.